yourself.
You should have played with yourself.
I don't play.
Instead of messing with a porn star and then have to pay her off under the table and put a bunch of illegal stuff on the books or lie on your books. And 34 counts is what happened. 34 felony counts right here in New York City. Now, those of you that think that this means he won't run for president or are wondering, he can still run for president. And also,
as crazy as that sounds, as crazy as it sounds.
Now, the courts will, have to deal with something if he's actually incarcerated, if he's in prison, because there's no precedent for any of this.
No.
Yeah. The other thing to note, though, and this is important too, in the state of New York, you can vote if you have felonies. You cannot be incarcerated and vote, like actively behind bars and vote. But just because you have felonies in the state of New York, you can still vote. And I think technically Trump lives in Florida, and the state of Florida has not commented on whether or not Trump would be able to vote in Florida because they changed the law. Remember, there was a big fight in Florida to try to get felons to vote because there's so many black men in Florida who have felonies that can't vote. And then they voted to change the law, and then I think DeSantis came back in and flipped the law back to felons not being able to vote. So for the state of Florida, let's see how they handle it. They don't really give a damn. They'll probably let them vote anyway, because what does Florida give a hell about? But anyway, the other thing that King Lou, I was just about to say that. The other thing I find interesting is, technically, he's not supposed to have White House security clearance or government security clearance. He's a felon.
The one thing, though, Ebro, yesterday that I thought about, I was like, I hope the exonerated five are having a moment right now. The also known as the Central Park Five. I hope those guys are just having just a moment after all they went through to witness, to be alive and see that this man is guilty.
Yeah, listen, I agree, and I know that, you can have the conversation about whether it really all hinges on whether or not he goes to jail. I would just like to say, while I think that would be the biggest deal, of course, and I hope they pursue jail time, I'm not taking for granted that this is the first time an American president has ever been convicted of a crime and that he was guilty on 34 counts. There was a dude in there, one of the jurors reportedly only got his news from Truth Social
and Twitter.
Truth Social and Twitter, meaning he was a hardcore Trump guy, and he still thought Trump was guilty on every single count.
Bro.
So I got a certain level of satisfaction. I know that I really do agree with Ebro's point that if he doesn't go to jail or lose a lot of his money, it basically makes us a joke as a country, because it shows that you can not only become president by lying and cheating, but then once you're president, you can still disgrace the country and then even lead a coup, and
That's
nothing would happen. It makes us a joke of a country. But what I won't do is take this part for granted, though. This was a good step towards there being some level of retribution.
Well, it's a great
for what
precedent.
Happened.
No, it's a great precedent. That's
that
really
you can get convicted of crimes. And, I mean, if you want to look at it like this, because we all doubted Alvin Bragg, or a lot of people doubted Alvin Bragg, certainly the district attorney. This was a back and forth about whether it was going to happen. Props to Alvin Bragg. And it is a moment where you go, hey, you can mess around. And quietly, there were people going, no, he's going to pay for this. We are going to work. And one of them happened. Remember, this is just the first of his criminal cases. And this was one, they thought the Stormy Daniels case was going to be the easiest one to slide through. Mm-hmm. This was supposed to be the easy one. I don't know if you guys saw the news. They said Stormy Daniels was a horrible witness. By the way, I hate joining the chorus of the media sucks. But, oh, my God, the way the media generally, I know it's a broad way to use the term, the way the mainstream news media, every network that I saw cover this, talked about Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen, you would have thought, Ebro, there was no chance they were going to convict, because everyone said Stormy Daniels was a bad witness. She was out of control. Everyone said Michael Cohen had no credibility. He was a bad witness. But well, the witnesses did enough.
Yeah, but no, and it wasn't just the witnesses. Remember, the jury, and if you listen, go look for Alvin Bragg's full post-trial, recap. I was watching last night. Now, those are 2 witnesses out of 33.
Right. Those were just the famous ones that you got the most headlines, of course.
Then you had all of the actual documents that the jury had to sit and look at. The actual documents where there was lying on paper. It was laid plain, bare. It's right there. Like, it wasn't, and while people were saying it was weak, it was all this. True.
But if you have it on paper,
it's literally right there.
Right. So, I mean.
And that's why the juror who was probably, he was doing his job. He was probably looking at the facts and was like, it's right here. He lied. He lied in documents, tax documents. He lied. And that's what the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is really all about. White-collar crimes. This is white-collar crimes. This is what they've been doing for like 100 years.
Right. No, this is their main thing that they do. Now, was there a level of satisfaction out there in the street and in the world to see a racist, very rich, very powerful white man get convicted on 34 counts?
I think so, but I also think that there are people who are just like I said, America loves criminals and loves criminality. I think in 2010, I'm running my Googles. In 2010, there was over 19 million people in the United States with felony convictions. 7.5% of the adult population of the United States has a felony conviction. 23% of the black adult population has a felony conviction. 33% of black men have a felony conviction.
It's crazy.
In the United States. So there's people who are like, and this plays into the whole narrative of, black people can relate to Donald Trump because how the justice system is treating him narrative. There are individuals who are like, yeah, I got a felony, so what?
I would think that. I would just think there'd be a level of satisfaction on the strength of, like, a justice system which is so flawed. The idea of someone like him not getting off at some point I felt impossible. Like, he was definitely going to get off. So to see him held accountable on some level,
no, it's
a win for all of us.
No, there is a win in there. For people, and the reason I ran those numbers is because for a majority of the population, if you're not actually in jail or you got one of them bracelets on your leg and you can't leave your house without supervision, it's a nothing burger.
Right.
Because so many people have felonies and they don't just get to walk out to court the next day.
Well, he is reportedly getting the treatment of someone who is convicted of a felony, like anyone else who's a felon in New York.
No, he is. He's got to come back for his arraignment. He's got to be standing there in front of the judge when they give him the talking to. He's got to stand there quiet. He can't be in contempt of court. There's going to be rules come, July 11th when they sentence Donald Trump. Yeah. But yeah, it's historic. It's a precedent. But if they really want to bring this home and you really understand the culture of America, which is, once again, loves criminals and loves criminality, they want to see the handcuffs. You want it like the Eddie Murphy skit when he said, Stevie Wonder, you want to impress me? Take the wheel. You want to impress me? I want to see them handcuffed.
Nice. That is 100% true. That would be the real moment that even Ebro would go, all right, America.
No, they're not playing.
No, you might go, all right, America. All right, I'm going to give you this one. You did.
Wait, it's the same. Remember on January 6th, I was like, I want to see it. I want to see it. Yeah, and they showed out.
Hold on, you would view this the same way? Because that wasn't satisfying. This would be satisfying. That was
no. I wasn't looking for satisfaction. I was looking for proof that you were serious.
So they're both proof that you're serious.
There's proof that y'all not playing.
I would like to say I'm more excited about the prospect of Donald Trump in handcuffs than I would be for a bunch of rednecks rushing
it wasn't about excitement. It was just about I want to see if you standing on business.
Speaking of, by the way, things that are tried and true, Donald Trump being a criminal is one of them. Another thing is Peter Rosenberg will find a way to ruin Summer Jam. We've seen this before, and we're seeing it again. That is what the Shade Room and other places are saying, guys. I went on the air I said I wanted Chef G and Sleepy Hollow off of Summer Jam. Call me Karen, because they went on stage with Donald Trump in the Bronx. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the internet has said, I have ruined Summer Jam. Hit me with the button yet again.
Congratulations.
Rosenberg, since when do you have power to remove anyone from Summer Jam?
And Laura, watch your mouth before you're removed from Summer Jam. You know how I do it. You know how I do up here. Ebro, before you even talk, just know how this sword gets wielded, my guy. The funniest thing is this. The funniest thing is this. The funniest thing, here's how people were able to believe this, is that there is a rumor that Chef G is off of Summer Jam, and I think technically he is.
No, but didn't Chef G put up a post, or was that fake?
No, he put up a post. He put it on his IG stories.
He put on his IG story, adding me, adding Laura, adding you, talking about this is how y'all gonna do me. Y'all haven't support. Meanwhile, I've been supporting Chef G since his first big record, Suburban. Well, I interviewed him and everything.
I told him that. I hit him with the DM. I was like, hey, bro, for two things. One, I was half joking with the whole thing and don't have that power. Number two, maybe you don't hear it. We big you up a lot. You've been talked about a lot on this show. But for anyone out there wondering, there is a coincidence. We did this bit 4 days ago, whatever that was, that we did this thing 3 days ago. The Karen thing.
That was last week, wasn't it?
No, it was this.
Yes,
it was last
week. Yeah.
I think that was last week. That's crazy.
Yes.
That was last week. Now, just to keep it real, guys, everyone wants to make things up, so just let's let it all out. There was an issue that I believe is currently being resolved with Chef G and the building and security. It has nothing to do with a joking morning show segment.
You're even going deeper than you need to go.
Well,
if it was really about political alignments, Sexy Red has politically aligned with Donald Trump. She's on the show.
Right.
So is Fabio.
Sleepy Hollow was up there with you, my guy. He's on the show.
So it's clearly not that.
Well, no. It's a troll because what Chef G wants is when he walks out on stage, he wants a big pop. Because then when he walks out on stage, it'll look like, he's unstoppable.
But for anyone who's curious, from the moment we did that segment on the show, I never even heard from management at our radio station. There was not a conversation about in a real way about that.
Why didn't you just stop at I don't have the power to get anybody kicked off Summer Jam? Why are you doing all this explaining?
Because it's interesting? I don't know. I'm trying to further the story.
Man, if these people don't get the F out of here with this nonsense.
You could go that route too. I'm fine with it.
Listen, this is great marketing for Summer Jam. See y'all on Sunday. I might bring Donald Trump on Sunday.
No, I don't think he will.
Shut
He
up.
he can't go nowhere. He got to stay in the area.
By the way, now listen, MAGA Jam this weekend's going to be
MAGA
great.
Jam's lit. Watch, when I walk out, I'm bringing out Donald Trump. Watch.
We got Sexy Red, Sleepy Hollow, Fabio.
Stop.
What other?
We're going to get it popping in there.
Who's that MAGA rapper he likes to bring around with him that goes to all the Trump things? We should bring the MAGA rapper too.
All of it.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Laura, what you got on your list today?
So there's this man who is suing Madonna, okay? He is suing Madonna because he claims he was blindsided by all the sexual stuff during her celebration tour. What? Claiming she should have been giving people a heads up before they spent so much money on her tickets. He feels he didn't get what he bargained for. Some of the complaints were like that she was an hour and a half late, okay? Lip singing during parts of her show. The only one part that I was like, oh, wait a minute. She had the air conditioning turned off, which resulting in sweltering conditions that caused him to be physically ill. But he says the main complaint is the amount of sexuality.
Bro.
Pornography without warning. Who did you think you went to go see?
Bro.
What?
I can't.
Oh, people are just this is the thing. It's the same story as the one about Summer Jam. People are just morons, guys. They're just not bright, bro. Read the comments of all the comments you read on anything. Yo, matter of fact, if you're someone who comments on an IG post in any way that you're not related to, hit the button. What do people do with their lives?
You can't comment on an IG post now?
Honestly, not really.
More than hit us all with the button. I love commenting on an IG post.
I said the world is filled with morons. Take it how you want it.